Hi everyone, welcome back. A little bit different video for you. I know I posted a couple of shorts about me fishing lakes and buying some land. I thought I'd actually introduce it to you and explain it a little bit better. So, I have bought, you can see behind me, all the way around as far as you can see in every direction, bought 30 acres of scrubland. 1.5 kilometres of River Trent frontage, and just behind this hedge here is the first of the fishing lakes, and there's 6 acres of fishing lakes in total. Now the lakes have been very neglected. We don't know what's in there, if there's any fish. I've heard rumours about them being drained by poachers, rumours about some people pulling out 25-30 pound pike. I've had a little fish myself, got nothing, as you've seen from some of the shorts. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start documenting what we're going to do and what my plan is. So at the moment I've got some guys working on clearing some of the scrubland and the overgrowth on the footpaths, because there's public footpaths run across the land along the top of the river, and it's very overgrown. As a landholder, my responsibility is that I have to make sure that they are clear. The council is responsible for surfacing them. I have to make sure that the overgrowth is dealt with. So I've got the guys doing that. We're repairing some damaged fencing, and we're fencing off this field. So this is the lake, the river is behind that tree line there, the footpath runs along the top of the tree line, but all of this is basically private land. But as you can see, the villagers have been walking through with the dogs, and there's dog shit and litter all over the place basically, which I don't want, because I'm going to cut this all back, bring this to be nice grass, and be down here with my nieces. I'm also going to be doing a bit of shooting, a bit of clay pigeon shooting, because if you look from here where I'm stood, there's about 500 yards until you're even anywhere near footpath once this is all closed off. So if we shoot along this angle here, we're clear for some clay pigeon shooting. So I'll do a bit of that, teach my nieces to shoot and that kind of stuff. But for now, what I'm focusing on is I'm getting this first lake, which you might have seen in the short, but I'm getting this first lake tidied up, getting access down so I can put some pegs in, sort the stock out, get some stockage in there. And I know it's full of weeds, so I know it's not got, if any stock, it's not got very good stock in there. It's not very fishable at the moment. But what I'm going to do quickly now is, got my drone. I'm going to get my drone up and do a fly over the length of the lakes. Hopefully both of them were from this position. I might have to relocate to get the far one. But to give you guys an aerial view of the lakes. So I'll be back in a bit and I'll cut in the drone footage shortly. If any of you are fishermen yourself and would be interested in this, one of the things that I will be doing, I'm not going to be opening the lakes up to the public, but anyone who subscribes to the membership for the channel once I launch that will have basically a lifetime pass to these lakes and the river frontage. So you'll be able to come down and fish anytime you like. Obviously I'm aware that this is only for people who live in this specific area. But you know, that's just going to be one of the perks as well. So stay tuned for that, and more information will be available when I sort that out. But for now, I'm going to do the survey, and then I think the next few videos will be following our progress, clearing the land, fixing the fences, sorting out the lakes, getting all our fisheries licenses from the EA and that stuff, and we'll take you on that journey with us. So yeah, stay tuned and hope you enjoy the drone footage. Hi, so the drone's not up in there, and you'll have to forgive my somewhat questionable flying skills. I'm not amazing with the drone, but this is the first of the lakes, and we're just going to quickly nip over the top. I'm stood a little bit to the right of here, but this lake's, you can see it's very overgrown. These are all willow trees at the side. That's a little island, again, massively overgrown, and here you can see at the end that the water level is up into the trees, so it's been a little bit in flood recently with the weather. This is the second of the lakes. There's a small path that split the two. This is much more overgrown than the other one. This is really difficult to get down to the water's edge. Really, really overgrown, with trees and the banks as well getting up to it. And then obviously this is the little field at the end. This is probably going to end up being a dirt bike track for us. And where this grass ends and that muddy field starts, that's the end of my land. So all of this and all of this river frontage here on the left is mine, all the way down. But we'll just fly back over the lakes, give you another view. I do go over them quite quickly because they are long, a lot longer than you realise until you're actually out walking, and it takes you 40 minutes to get from one end to the other. It's not easy walking, it's like overgrown. But what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to clear all of this, clear all the overhanging trees up, clear the embankments and be able to get in. You can see, you know, running through here, there is tracks where there used to be pegs that have just been overgrown through lack of use recently. So what we're going to do is we're going to look to clear these out and reopen these pegs up, mostly to the local villagers, but friends and family, and obviously you guys who watch your YouTube channel. There's nothing, as you look down in the water, and I've got a much more in-depth detailed video of this, but as you look down, there's nothing kind of obvious sticking up in the middle of the water, so we're not dealing with lots of logs or trees that fall in the water, lots of debris. It's just quite heavily weedy. But what I was hoping to see, and what I don't see in this footage, is fish. I was really hoping that I'd see some fish sunbathing or just under the water surface, and unfortunately we don't see any of them. So yeah, now this other lake, this third lake, this is a nature reserve. That footpath is the edge of my boundary here, but then off to the right here, we're going to follow it down and turn around. This is all mine as well, this length of riverside all the way down here, and we go down the edge of a nature reserve. This is all footpath that I've opened up. It is big enough to get vehicles down as well, but all of this is mine all the way down. And there must be 40 or 50 fishing pegs along here that have been fished over the years. Again, they're all collapsed in and neglected and overgrown. But yeah, so we'll be opening all of those up, tidying them up, and cutting the trees and the overgrowth back. But it's a very substantial sized piece of land, and obviously with the bank, with the land rights, I also own technically halfway across the River Trent for the full duration as well. So one of the things I'll be looking at for you boaty people in the area is I'll be looking at putting maybe a small floating pontoon. So if anyone's passing through overnight and just wants an overnight stay, up at this end here where you can see there's less trees at the bankside. So here I'm looking at putting in a small, maybe 100 metres worth of floating pontoon hooked up to some power. So anyone passing through that wants to just have an overnight stop on the journeys will have somewhere to stay and just stop over. Now I'm speaking to the EA about that. But you can see the footpaths here should be at the top of the riverbank side, and instead over the years have just been traipsed in through the field. So we've obviously got to clear that, recreate the footpaths and everything. And there is a footpath on this right hand side as well underneath. Not a public footpath, it's an internal footpath, but it's a path around the back of the lakes underneath with conifer hedges there. So we're going to open all that up as well. So what I'm going to try and do here is do a slow trawl over the lakes with the camera pointing down. Now what I'm looking for is any major debris that you can see, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. But more importantly, I'm looking for signs of fish. So any fish sunbathing, any fish surfacing. Just zoomed in a little bit. If I can see anything into the water, because the water is quite clear, or if I can kind of get a gauge of the level of weed that's in it, and it's just going to allow me to work out what I need to do, how much work I'm going to have to do to resurrect these lakes and bring these back to being actually active lakes. Now unfortunately it was actually quite a bright day when I filmed this, so I think most of what we're getting is just the cloud reflections off the water, because the water is perfectly still, there's no wind, and because we're not actively used or anything, there's just, the water is so still, it's just like glass all the time. So yeah, unfortunately I don't think we're gonna get too much in the way of sight, but I haven't watched this footage back before recording this, so you're watching it basically in real time with me. And yeah, it does look like there's nothing here, which is a shame, you know, but it's not the end of the world, because obviously as part of the maintenance works to bring this back, what we'll be doing is we'll be treating the algae and the blanket weed in the lake. We'll be kind of dredging it out, pulling that out and clearing all the bank sides and all the bulrushes and everything, and then stocking it with fish anyway. So we're going to tidy it up, but it would just have been nice to have an idea of what we were actually working with. And here, I'm just zooming out to try and get an overview. Unfortunately, the drone won't go high enough and zoom out far enough to get everything all in at once, and it doesn't have the range for me to send it far enough away. But you can kind of see the total length, so it goes all the way up the A1, almost all the way to Cromwell. That's home, the village home there, and then this is North Muscombe, and yeah, so the land goes all the way down to that big house that you can kind of see in the top centre, just after the little house on the lake. So it's a fair old trek, obviously, a fair old run of land, plus these two big lakes. So this is my new project, whilst I'm doing less boaty stuff up here, because obviously the boat is now on the south coast. So I hope you guys are interested in this and want me to continue doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that drone footage. Yes, I'm a terrible pilot, so I hope it didn't make you feel too seasick. But yeah, that gives you a scale of, an idea of the scale of the property. Now, in a bit of it, you saw there was a house that we were saying at the end of the third lake. The big square lake is a nature reserve, not mine. But there's a house, and the land still continues another 300 metres past there of river frontage. So there's a lot. But I'm hoping that gave you a bit of interest, and you'll be interested to see what we come up and do with this land. I quite like the idea of a drone racing league, even though I'm really terrible at flying mine. But I know some people who aren't, who might be interested in having some open space to fly in. But yeah, as usual, if you're not subscribed, you should do, because less than 5% of the people who watch the videos are actually subscribed, so please subscribe. It makes me know that you're interested in what I'm doing. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my time sometimes. Even if you don't subscribe, please like it, because it does help the old Google algorithm. And leave me a comment if you have any thoughts. Are you interested, excited in what I'm doing? Are you interested in this kind of stuff? Do you just want the old guy to shut up and get back to doing boats? I do have an idea on the boat side that I'll share with you a bit later. I'm waiting for someone to message me back about it. But yeah, just let me know what you think. Any feedback or comments are always welcome. Any suggestions of stuff you'd like to see that you think I can do on the land or in general. But yeah, until next time though, take care, stay safe. I will see you all shortly. Probably with another video about these lakes. So, adieu, and take care. Bye bye.